If you've ever felt completely exhausted, but the moment you try to sleep, your mind just says, hi, your body doesn't fully relax, or just something in you just won't switch off. It's not overthinking. It's not a failure to relax properly. It's your nervous system. In the last video, we talked about how nervous systems can become very attuned to other people's emotions, and how for some people, safety becomes linked to what's actually happening around them. So your system then stays alert. It's scanning and adjusting, trying to keep things stable. But that pattern doesn't just disappear when the day ends, because your nervous system doesn't work on a clock. It works on perceived safety. So when you lie down at night, your body is not simply saying, oh, am I tired? Let's go to sleep. It's asking, is it safe? Is it safe to switch off now? And if your system has been in a state of alertness throughout the day, whether you've been tracking other people's moods, whether you've been managing interactions that need to be going on, you might have been holding tension, or like so many of us, just actually pushing through to get things done before tomorrow. It doesn't always then recognize that change in the environment. So instead of settling, it just stays active. Your mind keeps moving, jumping between thoughts, replaying conversations, anticipating things that haven't even happened yet, over and over. Your body might feel slightly tense or restless, or unable to drop into that heavier, settled state that sleep needs. This is what happens when the nervous system is still in a state of activation. Not necessarily panic or anxiety, but just a quiet, constant form of alertness. And this is why it can feel so confusing, because you're tired, but your system just isn't ready to power down. For some people, this can show up as overthinking at night. For others, it's waking up during the night and not being able to settle again. And for some, it's a general sense that sleep just never feels fully restorative. No matter how long you sleep, you can wake up and feel exhausted. That was me, all the time. Again, it's not random. It's your nervous system, and it's responding to load. If your system has been holding a lot emotionally, mentally, even rationally, it doesn't just relate that moment to you when you get into bed. It needs a sense of safety to let go. And if safety's been linked to staying aware, staying prepared, or just staying responsive, then switching off can actually feel unfamiliar at a nervous system level. So instead of dropping into rest, your system stays just on, ticking in the background. Not because something's wrong with you, but because your system is still just trying to do its job. It's still just trying to keep you safe. And this is where it connects back to what we talked about previously. Your nervous system is always asking, what state do I need to be in to handle what is happening? And if it hasn't fully registered that there is nothing left to handle, it doesn't shift fully into rest. So the problem isn't that you can't sleep. It's that your system doesn't yet feel safe enough to actually stop. And that's a very different starting point, because it shifts the focus away from trying to force sleep and towards understanding what your system might still be holding on to. In the next video, we're going to look at another pattern that often sits alongside this one, why you keep pushing through during the day, and how that actually makes this cycle harder to break. However, in the meantime, on my page, I've got lots and lots of very short videos that will help you start to regulate and help bring your nervous system back to safety. If, however, you feel you need something a bit more in depth, my link tree is also on my page, and I book one-to-ones. Be gentle with yourself.